Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for 3 at 3. I'm Alex Coleman. Tributes are pouring in from across the nation and around the world today. Reverend Jackson fought for racial equality and worked to lift up the neediest and the poorest, no matter what color their skin or what their background was. He founded the Rainbow Push Coalition and ran for president twice in the 1980s. His health was declining in the past couple of years, but he continued to speak and meet with people, including an appearance at the 2024 Democratic National Convention. I spoke with Dr. Joseph Kyles, president of the Memphis Rainbow Push Coalition. Dr. Kyles worked closely with Reverend Jackson. Dr. Kyles, I appreciate you joining us this morning. I know you have been really dealing with a lot. First and foremost, how are you?
Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. I'm doing well. Hearts are heavy, but thankful for the gratitude and the experience and the exposure of spending my time with one of the greatest civil rights leaders to ever walk the planet.
I wanted to talk with you about that, but first, I know this one hits so close to home for you and so many of us here in Memphis. Before we get into the icon himself, talk to me, Dr. Kyles, about the man that you knew so well.
Well, it's really funny, Alex. As I owe the beginning of our relationship to my uncle, Reverend Samuel Billy Kyles, who, when I was in undergraduate school, put me with Reverend Jackson and gave me a scope of services. And then through those years, Reverend Jackson and I became closer and closer. And he's a man of peace. Many people don't see that because they see the warrior, they see the soldier, they see the general out front leading the charge. But in all of my life, in knowing Reverend Jackson, Alex, I never heard him once raise his voice. And he mastered conflict resolution long before that was a term. And I'm just thankful to have had that experience to watch him work and serve.
A lot of people will also wonder, how did Reverend Jackson not only help shape the world that we know, but also shape Memphis, Tennessee?
Well, many people don't know that PUSH started in Memphis through the association of the board members. Reverend Kyles, my aunt Gwen Kyles, actually helped come up with that theme in the backyard of their home over on Parkway next to New Salem Baptist Church. They created the concept here at Monumental Baptist Church, and through the help of the members of Monumental, they started the first Operation Push. And then Reverend Jackson went to Chicago and expanded on it as he moved from Operation Breadbasket, which Dr. King had given him, and he advanced it in terms of economic inclusion for municipalities, for corporations, and eventually Wall Street.
As you well know, Reverend Jackson returned to Memphis, Tennessee many times over the years. What did this city mean to him, you think?
He often talked about Birmingham as the birthplace, and he talked about Memphis as the death place. And I think that it was very special to him for many reasons. The fact that Memphis, he talked about the Delta being so rich in its soil. So whether it's our music, whether it's Church of God in Christ, the Baptist Convention, Memphis is and has been a significant world stage player, and we don't get the exposure that we deserve. But he was very connected because of his roots coming out of South Carolina. So as growing up in a segregated city, he knew what it was like to be overlooked. And Memphis, he wanted to fight and make a change.
In your many writings over the years, you have described Reverend Jackson as a man of the cloth, a global citizen, and one of the most consequential leaders ever. How so?
Well, when we think about Reverend Jackson's impact in 1984 and 1988, he would often talk to me, Alex, and he'd say, "Joseph, never overlook those who shower after work." He said, most of us, blue collar or people who work in offices, they never get their hands dirty. They shower before work. But it's the individuals that shower after work who need our care, our advocacy. He always pushed for them. And whenever we were out in public and we may have gone to a convention or a hotel, he would stop and make sure that he spoke to the individuals that were in the kitchen and doing the maintenance and the housekeeping. He wanted to make sure that they knew that they were not invisible. And that's been his life's work, whether it's in Appalachian, where poor Caucasians were, or whether it was in the Deep South and the Delta. They knew when they saw Reverend Jesse Jackson that they had a champion that was going to fight for them and fight against the powerful.
And one last thing, you say his life was much, much more than just speeches. It was also about rescue. What do you mean?
So in his lifetime, I really think it's interesting that most people don't know that Reverend Jackson has rescued over 300 people. It's the diplomatic efforts that in many cases, wherever that strong man or that leader was in the country that was holding one of our citizens, the United States did not have access. Reverend Jackson used prayer and he used diplomacy, and he went sometimes at his own risk. Many times the State Department did not protect us, and Reverend Jackson still went, had conversation, had prayer, and it was through the power of prayer that many, I would say most of those people were released in Reverend Jackson's care.
Dr. Kyles, always good talking with you. Be in touch whenever you get back to Memphis, Tennessee. Look forward to having you back on 3 at 3.
Last thing I'll say is, Reverend would say, it is a sin to do less than your best. We should all take that charge as we move forward. Thank you so much, Alex.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.